Zion Hezekiah here, Toronto Talk Sports and more. I'm very happy to be joined with the co-founders of Palm Sports, Mr. Ken Pompey and Rishi Sharma. What's going on, guys?
We're good.
Great to be here.
Excellent.
Great to be here.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yes. So, Ken, I'm going to begin with you. So, you are the father of two Major League Baseball players. So, of course, Tristan and Dalton Pompey, of course. What is it like, or what has it been like raising two young boys and getting them into the pros?
No, it's been great. It's been great to be able to be a mentor to your kids, and they're listening to you when they're little, and you're teaching them how to swing a bat and how to run and
The fundamentals.
You know it. No, it was great spending that father-son time with both boys.
Right. So you were basically LeVar Ball before there was LeVar Ball, right? Oh, man. So how active or how involved, were you, in terms of just their training and development, as far as, from a baseball strategic standpoint?
Well, pretty active in the sense that I would hire a coach. We'd work with that coach on a Sunday, and then the coach would give us drills to do for the week. And if we were able to master those drills, we'd move on to the next set of drills. So I'd see a coach maybe for 2 hours on Sunday. Then Dalton and I would work on those drills all week, enhance the father-son bonding moments that we had, and that was great. And eventually, as Dalton got better, and I worked with a pitching coach, a hitting coach, a fielding coach, track coach, and all of these coaches helped mold Dalton to what he is.
Right.
But having that experience with these coaches enabled me to train his brother without paying for a coach.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so this took about a good 10 to 15 years. I worked with boys like that, and it was great.
Absolutely. So right now, if I'm correct, Dalton, he's 27.
Yes.
And Tristan is
22.
22.
23 in March.
And the interesting thing is, yes, because Tristan, he's born March the 23rd. Is
That's
that right?
correct.
So he's actually a day after my wife. My wife is March the 22nd. So I know we were talking pre-production. A lot of coincidences here in the studio. A lot of different things. So talk to us just specifically about, kind of raising your boys and just the process, the grind and the hustle. Once again, getting them from A to Z. It must have been a lot of work, not just for you, obviously for your wife. I'm sure it was a collective, family effort.
Absolutely.
How rewarding, how fulfilling, has it been for you both as parents?
No, it's been more than fulfilling for both of us. Our boys in the major leagues. I think we did good. Mom participated when we were working on pitching. Mom was the catcher. So
Okay.
Mom had catcher's gear, and Mom would be catching the ball.
So it's a total collaborative family effort.
100%. And I'm hoping that what I did, I could be an example of what's possible. Or my wife and I could be an example of what's possible, and we're able to share that with the world.
Absolutely.
And that's why we're here talking to you about what the plan is going forward.
For sure. And lastly, just as far as, raising the boys and, once again, the process from A to Z, I did reference LeVar Ball earlier. So when you see parents that are, public figures that are actively involved in their children's lives, in athletics, in sports, that perhaps some people feel that might, cross the line sometimes and maybe try to overshadow their boys and whatnot. Generally speaking, not just LeVar in particular, but just generally speaking, what are your thoughts on that? Like, as a parent, how do you know when to kind of, draw the line and, reach that point where you have to allow your kids to shine and you don't want to kind of overshadow them?
Oh, that's pretty easy. When they say, not today.
Okay, so they'll tell you.
They will tell you.
Okay.
They will tell you, we're good. Let's do it tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, and we listen to them.
Oh, for sure.
The last thing we want to do is for them to despise what we're trying to do with them.
Absolutely.
By forcing them into something that they don't necessarily want to do.
Absolutely.
Every time sometimes they would say, well, we'll go out by ourselves. And then I would stop what I'm doing to go out with them. Yeah.
So we're not trying to embarrass our kids. Hopefully not, because
Not in the least.
They will resent us, and when they make those millions, they'll forget about us. We don't want that. But congratulations once again, and great job. Let's bring Rishi in here. Rishi, COO and co-founder, of course, of Palm Sports. So talk to us about Palm Sports. What exactly do you do? Talk to us about the network, the app. Give us the pitch. Tell us all about Palm.
So I'll tell you exactly what Palm Sports is. And Palm Sports is we take Ken's story and we put it in the palm of your hand into an app. So as you see, there's a lot of parents out there who are like Ken, who want to get their kids all the way to the big leagues, all the way to the next level, develop them into the athlete that they potentially can reach at their maximum potential, so to speak. So our app, what we do is, firstly, we allow you to find somebody to play sports with. So if it's after work, if it's after class, and you want somebody to play a pickup game of basketball, hockey, whatever it is, but you don't have anybody to play with, everybody's got an exam, everybody's got to pull overtime, everybody's still in work, you can get in our app and quickly find somebody to play with. But even more so, people like Ken, dads, moms like Ken out there, they all had trouble finding coaches. Ken's a little bit modest with his story.
Okay.
You know, he kind of makes it sound a little bit prettier.
So bring it on.
But it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hard work in order to get your kids to the big leagues, and not only to do it once with one kid, but to do it twice with two kids. So it's no fluke, and it happens through a lot of hard work, determination, and I would say a little bit of luck if Ken agrees as well. Maybe a little bit. No. So okay. He doesn't agree. See, that's what gets you to the big leagues. That's what gets you to the big leagues.
Luck had nothing to do with it. 100%.
So that's exactly what gets you to the big leagues. And in order to get that mentality, in order to get those skills, in order to get that physicality, you need coaches. And in our app, you can find those coaches that you need. Not everybody has access to coaches. And not everybody has access to the great coaches that Ken was able to get, which he worked hard to get, by the way. He worked hard to get running coaches for his kids, who are now known to be base stealers, if I'm correct.
Yes.
So it pays off. It all pays off.
So it's a one-stop shop that just kind of connects you to different
it's an all-in-one sports matchmaking app. And if you're looking to develop your children into an athlete, into anything, you can find coaches on there. You can find other athletes to play with. And you can actually even get your fan base, or your child's fan base, to get funded. So if you need funding for equipment, for reaching venues, paying for registration, you can get your fan base to donate financially to you, to pledge financially to you, and help you reach those goals of getting that equipment, and actually enable you to participate in sports and make something of yourself. We've got an all-in-one platform that does everything you need to mimic the story of Ken Pompey.
I love it. I love it. So take us back, Ken, the genesis. How did this all come together? How did you and Rishi initially connect? And what's kind of the genesis, the foundation of how this really all began?
Well, I connected with Rishi through an attorney that closed some of my real estate projects.
Okay.
And he then said, he said to me, he's one of our partners. His name is David Feld.
Okay.
And David suggested that we have a three-way conversation with Rishi, and Rishi had this idea of an app, and it just mimicked my story. It was a perfect fit, so they didn't have to ask me twice.
And we never knew each other before that.
No.
He had his life story, I had my app, and it connected so well that we made a move on it.
Perfect marriage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. And now it's grown.
Okay. So Rishi, I'll throw it to you. What is your direct message to our audience? How can people kind of connect? How can they get involved and take advantage of the resources that your app and your business offers?
For sure. So first things first, we're always looking for coaches. So if you're a coach looking to get paid for what you love doing, come and register on our website, and we can get you, financially well off and supplement that income. Secondly, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. We got everything. Palm Sports Movement on Instagram.
All right. It is a movement.
Exactly. It's a movement, and join us because it's going to be a huge movement, and we're going to take over not only Toronto but the world.
And the app, of course, is available on all
platforms. The app is available right on the Play Store, Google Play Store. You can also get it on Apple. So any platform you got, you can get us.
All right.
I'd like to add to that, the app is presently in its minimum viable product stage.
Okay, so talk to us about that.
That's what we call an MVP, where it's just the bare basics of the app. We're in the funding part of it, just like with baseball, with raising money for both Dalton and his brother to play on teams, to buy equipment.
Yep.
We are at the stage now where we have a crowdfunding campaign that we're we've initiated.
Yep.
Rishi took the head on that one, and Rishi, you may want to just elaborate.
Yeah, so basically the next phase in our entire app is we're going to be initiating a payment gateway, getting everything going so coaches can get paid for what they do and for what they love to do in sports. So we started a little crowdfunding campaign for that, and we'd love to see feedback when people download the app, because we'd love to create a customer feedback loop is what we call
Absolutely.
it. And we want to hear what people like, we want to hear what people don't like, so that's why we've given them a chance to see our app exactly before it functions.
Excellent.
perfectly.
We'll make sure we put that information on the screen with the GoFundMe so people can connect and
Check us
support
out.
the Palm Sports movement. I love it.
Check us out.
So listen, before we wind down here, I'm going to kick it to you, Ken. We're going to actually play a fun little game just to wind things down here.
Okay.
So this is called TTS, Who is Most Likely? So this will give us an opportunity to perhaps get to know the family a little bit more, a little better, and particularly your two boys, so Dalton and Tristan. So I'm going to ask you 10 questions, or just basically going to be 10 statements, and you'll just let us know which one of your boys is most likely to do so-and-so, all right? So we'll have a little bit of fun.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Number one, who is most likely, between Dalton and Tristan, to get a speeding ticket?
Tristan.
All right. Number two, who is most likely to be in a reality TV series?
Dalton.
All right. Number three, who is most likely to win an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor?
Dalton.
Who is most likely to get an invite by an NBA team for a summer league tryout?
Tristan.
Okay, so he's the better basketball player. All right. Number five, who's most likely to be a volunteer fireman?
Dalton.
Okay,
Dalton.
all right. Number six, who is most likely to steal 5 bases in a game?
Dalton.
Dalton for sure. He is the speedster. All right. Number seven, who is most likely to win a beer chugging contest?
I want to say I would prefer my boys didn't engage in that sort of.
That's the perfect answer from a father. I love it.
That's great.
So neither. I like it. Okay. Next, who's most likely to get a pilot's license?
That one's difficult.
If you had to choose.
If I had to choose, I'd say Dalton because he's the calmer one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 2 more. Number 9, who is most likely to go vegan? They both love their meat.
I would say Tristan.
Okay, all right. And last but not least, if either one of them won the World Series, which one of them is most likely to go streaking?
Good question.
Who's the wild one? Who's most likely to go bear it all, running down the streets in excitement and jubilation, winning the World Series?
That one's a tough one because neither boys are exhibitionists.
Okay, all right.
So I would say Tristan.
He's a little bit more of
Yeah.
the adventurous
Yeah.
type, kind of outside
He's
the
a
box.
little bit more flair.
Okay, well, usually the younger one is kind
Yeah.
of like that, right? Yeah. Okay, very good. Well, this was a game of TTS. Who is most likely? Ken, that was a lot of fun, man.
Yes, it was.
Good
Yes,
stuff.
it was. Thanks for that.
So, guys, thanks so much for joining us here. You're doing some great stuff with Palm Sports. Before we wind down, I'll kick it to you real quick, Rishi. Once again, please do remind our audience how they can connect with you guys on social media, website. The floor is all yours, man.
Yeah, so follow us Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, all the platforms. You can find us Palm Sports or Palm Sports Movement, and you can get on our GoFundMe. We got our GoFundMe going up, and we'd love everybody to contribute and get as many people as we can on there. And again, Palm Sports. That's all you got to type.
Palm Sports, check them out. I'm Zion Hezekiah, Toronto Talk Sports, and more.
Thank you for watching. Please click the like button and leave us a comment with your feedback. And don't forget to subscribe with notifications to see more engaging and interactive content. Toronto Talk Sports and more. For the love of the six, let's connect.